Hey guys, John Jones with July housing numbers. I'll try to move through this quick. July was an interesting month. Contracts were down 10.5% over last July, and they were down 24% over last month. That's the lowest number of contracts accepted in July since we started tracking 8 years ago. Closings were down 4% in July over last July. That's the lowest number of closings we've had in several Julys that we've been tracking it over the 8-year period. There were 209 canceled, 215 expired listings in July. Active listings are now at a record high over the last 8 years at 1622. So we're getting up around a 4-month supply of homes. But both the median and average price has been holding pretty steady. Now, I think that's a little bit of smoke and mirrors because I think in those prices, you're going to see a lot more concessions and closing costs and things like that being paid on behalf of the buyer by the seller. However, we don't have a good mechanism to track that, but I know that's happening. Median price per square foot still holding around $221. Rates have ticked up, and that to me is the big difference between this month and last month. Early June rates were probably sitting around 6.3, a conventional rate. Today, that number's almost 6.7. So that's quite a bit of a difference. A lot of that is attributed to the conflict in Iran and the gas prices and inflation, those kind of things. 34% of homes closed were new construction. 21% of the homes closed last month were townhomes or condos, and 39% of those homes did require some type of price change to sell. Speaking of price changes, we have done a lot of proprietary research that shows us that the key to when do you know if you're missing the market? What we are seeing in that first 30 days, really before that in most price ranges, you should know. If you don't have an offer and you're getting a few showings but no offers, that there needs to be a price change. But the price change we are seeing that works is 3 to 5%. If you just make a $2,000 price change on a 400 feet, it's not going to move the needle. That's not going to show the buyer any more value than what was already there. It needs to be something substantial if you're not getting an offer. There's still a lot of sellers out there that are hoping and praying we can get what Joe and Susie got down the road, back in 22. Those days are over. Your home still has appreciated a lot, especially if you've been there prior to COVID. However, you're not going to get the money folks were getting in 2021, 2022 even. So price it in the market. If you don't, you usually end up getting financially penalized because you end up trailing the market. You become a fatigued or tired listing. And then by the time you get the price right, the buyer is going to come at you even lower because you've been out there a while. Plus, you're going to miss a lot of good showings. So if you need anything real estate, please give us a call, 615-867-3020. Thank you.